Hey guys, it's Aman from Our Rich Journey, and today we are talking about cryptocurrencies and NFTs. This couldn't be a more timely discussion. And I bet a lot of you are wondering why are we talking about this? Because no one else is talking about this, and it seems like cryptocurrencies and NFTs have virtually disappeared from the investment discussion. But this is actually the time that you have this conversation when things are strangely quiet because people have a very short memory when it comes to investments like this. And what has happened over the past 2 years, there are some lessons to be learned so that we do not make the same mistakes twice and instead make better investment decisions. So in this video, I'm going to be using cryptocurrencies and NFTs as a cautionary tale to help you become a better investor so that you can build real wealth for financial independence and retiring early. So to start this conversation, let's back up to 2020 during the pandemic, because the pandemic was really the breeding ground for this cryptocurrency craze. You see, at that time, all of us were locked in our homes, not spending a lot of money, and in fact, some of us were even getting extra money. And we wanted to put that money to work, and cryptocurrencies and NFTs happened to be the hottest thing at the time. Now, combine that with this new age of social media where you are looking at feeds and videos of people talking about all the wealth that they are building with these types of investments.
I'm getting into crypto.
With FTX. You in?
Yeah, sounds good. I'm in.
I'm in. Yeah, Arthur, I quit.
And you have one of the greatest recipes for FOMO you have ever seen. And so during that period, a lot of the craze that was taking place with these types of assets really exploded. So many people that had never even considered investing, even in the stock market, started investing in cryptocurrencies and NFTs. We talked a lot about these types of things on our YouTube channel and the concerns that we had. But nevertheless, these types of investments really took off. And it wasn't until 2022, about 2 years later, that these assets started to crash. And it's been about a year and a half since that crash. And over this period, we have seen cryptocurrencies cut in half or go to zero. Some that were around back then don't exist today. We've also seen NFTs drop off by 99%. So cryptocurrency and NFTs, they proved to actually be a bubble because they have popped and those bubbles have not recovered. Now, I know a lot of you are looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum and you are still seeing value in these coins. But you have to keep in mind where these coins were at one time or another and where they're at today. This type of fall has been so significant that a recovery seems very unlikely. I mean, look at the sentiment alone. Now, this is a very important aspect when you're talking about cryptocurrency and NFTs because sentiment was always the main driver when we talk about the value of these types of assets, how people felt about them. So if the sentiment was optimistic that these coins would be adopted in masses and eventually used as a primary currency in society, that type of optimism made them valuable. If NFTs were seen as the future of artwork, were seen as the future of ownership and transfer of wealth, then it made these types of NFTs more valuable. But the sentiment has changed drastically over the past year and a half. Lots of cryptocurrencies have lost credibility. They've been found out to either be fraudulent coins, unstable coins, coins with no real world use, or this is the big one, cryptocurrency has been found to be less decentralized than people had you to believe. In fact, cryptocurrency has become more centralized and more regulated over the past year and a half. And so now let's turn to NFTs. The recovery of NFTs, that seems more far-fetched than ever before thanks to artificial intelligence. And so now with a push of a button, you can create NFTs. But the reality is NFTs could no longer justify their value because they lack inherent intangible value. It's not a physical asset. The market became oversaturated. It seemed like everyone was creating NFTs at one time or another. There was also the market volatility of NFTs, the lack of utility with NFTs, environmental concerns with NFTs, and the dependency on the platforms and the technologies with NFTs. And so it is these challenges that cryptocurrencies and NFTs are facing. But with all of that said, we must use this opportunity to take away some tremendous lessons learned to make us better investors. And so I want to talk about 5 things that we have learned from the cryptocurrency and NFT crash that we can use to make ourselves better investors. The first lesson learned is beware of the hype. So with any investment, beware of celebrity endorsements. People that have no financial track record saying they are making an investment, and because they are making an investment, you should make that investment.
Fortune favors the brave.
That is absolutely no reason to make an investment just because a basketball player said that they were doing it. They are not financial advisors, and you should not be making your financial moves based off of what they are doing. Because keep in mind, a lot of these celebrities that were endorsing NFTs and cryptocurrencies were being paid to make these endorsements. And in fact, all of that is coming to light with the numerous recent lawsuits that are being levied against these same celebrities. The next lesson is beware of creator bias. You have to keep in mind that a lot of people that were pumping up these coins or these NFTs were the people that actually created these coins or NFTs. And so they have an interest in the success of these assets. So the lesson learned is always do your own due diligence and research before jumping aboard any investment. The next lesson learned is always diversify your investments. There are many people that put all of their money into one particular coin or NFT, and they thought by putting all of their money in this one investment, if they could see returns that previous investors had, that they would get rich overnight. Well, lots of people found out the hard way that they were late to the party, that they, in fact, were showing up at the peak of most of these investments and losing a lot of money. You see, one of the things that happened during this crypto craze was that many of the people that got involved with these assets came in at the later stages. And so they were buying these assets at their peak. And these same people, because of this, when these drops in the market happened, they lost a lot of money. The next lesson learned is that fundamentals are key when it comes to building long-term wealth. With NFTs and cryptocurrencies, as things became more challenging in the market, investors really started to want to invest in things that were supported by real value. Value based off of earnings reports, value based off of products and services provided to the world. And with cryptocurrency, there were no fundamentals to sustain the value of these coins. And this is so important when it comes to building wealth. If there is not something that you can directly point to that gives value to an asset, then it is going to struggle over the long run. And we've talked about this in the past, but when it comes to cryptocurrency, what was keeping its value was the thought that someone else was willing to pay more. This is called greater fool's theory. And with this theory, the person that is buying the asset in that moment understands that there is no real value with that asset, but they have a belief that someone else is willing to pay more. And that next person that buys it, they have that same belief that someone else is willing to pay more. And this greater fool's theory means that once you run out of fools that are willing to pay more, the value would crash. And that is exactly what happened with NFTs and cryptocurrency. And this brings me to the last and ultimate lesson that we learned from this cryptocurrency and NFT craze. And it is that old school investments are the best way to build wealth. So investing in the stock market, investing in real estate, or investing in businesses that provide actual products and services. You see, we are huge fans of investing in these types of assets, investing in companies that have earnings reports, that produce things, that provide services, things that we can point to that are tangible. And so when it comes to doing this type of investment, it's hard to get rich overnight, but with consistency and diligence, you can build wealth. And so to the people that were investing in cryptocurrencies over this time frame, their biggest mistake was that they were not focused. They were chasing the shiniest object, and it may have resulted in them wasting time, or worse, setting themselves back financially to make their financial recovery that much more harder. And all of this can be so discouraging, especially to people that are just now starting their financial independence journey. We hope that you are not discouraged by this venture that you may have gone off on, and the money that you've lost, use it as a lesson to be learned so that you can move forward and truly build long-term wealth. And so if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey.